Is this really happening? Has Zippo finally gotten back out to the shop to work on the 7117? He has. There's our plate. Now I'm going to take you guys down there and show you that that plate is absolutely made here. So as you can see, it fits perfectly in the tractor, as well it should. I've got the microphone facing the wrong flipping way. And on the base of the motor here, take a look. We have 2 holes here and 2 holes here. We spin it around. We have 2 here and 2 here. So now the question is, do these holes line up with those holes? Well, let's find out. Can you hear me now? I know you can. Okay. We are test fitting at the moment, so I'm just making sure that everything's gonna fit in place and line up and do all that other fun, happy stuff. And I've only got 3 of the 4 bolts in right now, but that's fine. I've got these 4 hanging here. We're just going to set it down into place, see how we are with the oil filter spot over here, because we will need to remedy that. Let's get the lift a little bit closer. There we go. Down we come. Then we'll figure our distance from where it mounts to the drive shaft coupler as well. But moment of truth here, huh? Oh, it's looking nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me show you guys the distance that we've got here to pick up, and it's not bad at all. Now how well you can see that. Our distance isn't that bad at all, and we're at the right height. Just the drive shaft is right now just resting on one of the cross members. So we're golden. That was the ticket, getting that plate. I'm super psyched about that. Then now I've got a perfect pattern on where I need to notch out the frame, and I'm going to notch the frame enough. If I'm not behind the microphone, I'm not standing here. I gotta figure something else out. Okay. I'll get that notched out so that this side of the engine will sit down. It's sitting up about a 1/4 inch right now. But this is absolutely gold, and that was definitely the ticket, and all it cost me was doing an oil change for Biggie right on his diesel. And so I can pass that savings along to Sean for sure. That plate would have cost, from Small Engine Warehouse, the douchebags that they are, that was $168 plate. Yeah, no. So I'm glad that I happened to think that the Kohler commands and overhead cam Kohlers used a plate at the base of their twin engines. So this is just going to work out beautifully. And we've got clearance, all the clearance that we need. It's golden. Alright, let me get my little cutter out. We'll do some whack-a-moling on that and get the engine seated. Now it's going to come in and out 2 or 3 more times, which is to be expected, but we're at least moving forward on it, guys. Now I'm going to turn the camera around, bring you up to date on my health, and then once I get everything, come on microphone, there we go. I'm at about 60-ish%. Not, sorry, I'm clipping it up here. Not 100% yet. You guys might be able to tell because I got my bags packed. But I did go to the doctors yesterday. The doctors prescribed a first round attempt at attacking the pain with prednisone, which is a steroid, and they gave me an oral steroid and also some injections, cortisone injections, point of irritation. Wasn't too bad. I only got eight of those shots. When I used to get them all the time, it was a period of about 30 days, and I would go in 3 times. No, I'm sorry. It was a total of, what was it? I would go in every 3rd day, except for the weekend, which screwed things up. And I did that for 10 visits, so that's 30 visits, and an average of 16 injections per visit. You guys can do the math. That's an average of 480 injections over the course of those 10 visits to get pain under control when I broke T10, which is thoracic 10 between my shoulder blades. That caused the onset of scoliosis. So just bringing you guys up to date on what's going on with my neck. Taking those trees down definitely aggravated something. Didn't aggravate something to the point of needing surgery to correct it, but it aggravated it enough that it has really knocked my you-know-what in the dirt. But I got the shots yesterday, rested up until about an hour and a half ago. I haven't set the clock back yet, so it's just 2:30. Sorry, 2:30 p.m. I'm still being real careful and making sure that most of the movements that I'm doing are to my whole body and not just my head and neck. Driving still sucks because when you're driving, you've got to pan your head left and right. Off topic. Let's get back on topic. My neck. I just I've got a hair tickling me. Did I get it? Is it gone? Sorry. Anybody who's ever taken prednisone knows it makes you just a little wacky. And I was already wacky to begin with, so. But I don't think that I'm pushing it coming out here and getting and I'm so psyched that this engine plate worked. And I just real excited about it. I keep jumping topics and subjects. That's because of that prednisone. Back to my neck. I've got spinal fusions in my neck, so I've got motion, but I've got real limited motion. And when I took those trees down, you're doing a lot of looking up. You're also doing a lot because of how he wanted the trees down. He wanted the trees down and leave stumps chest high so he could stack wood between them. That is bringing my shoulders way up, which is putting a lot of stress and strain. What are these? The trapezoids? Whatever these muscles here are. We're doing a lot of real hard pulling on my neck. That pulling on my neck was compressing the vertebrae. I've already got degenerative discs and fusions in there, so it really aggravated everything in there. It did a number on it. I didn't expect it to do as much of, I don't want to say damage, but cause as much of an aggravation as it did. Hang on. But it did. That's life. Crap happens. Doctor's appointment yesterday went great. In fact, like I said, I'm feeling about, I don't know, 50-60%, somewhere in that arena. After telling my doctor what, I mean, we've got a good rapport anyway. After telling him what happened and why it happened, he then took my paperwork and flipped it over, because I started talking about how you've got to notch the trees, how you've got to do this, that, and the other to get the tree to go exactly where you want it to go, so on and so forth. And he's like, I need a visual. Can you draw all this stuff down? So we spent about 20 minutes of me just drawing how to wedge cut so that you can get, control where the tree goes, your back cut where it needs to be, what you do for a back leaner, how do you get the back leaners down safely, and just about 20 minutes worth of a quick little tree felling education. So it was kind of comical. In the meantime, the nurse was back there, and all she does, and it's what they did between my shoulder blades too, is the needle is about the size of a horse mane hair. Really, really small. Don't even feel it. So she will push and she'll feel the nodules, which are just balled up muscle. The balled up muscle is what I aggravated and hyperextended when I was taking the trees down. So she was just going in while I was talking to the doctor and was just poking around, and she'd see me wince a little bit. She goes, found one, and just inject a little bit of cortisone into those. They're called point of injection injections, and it's just a real low dose. I think it's only 2 or 3 mil per nodule, and it just helps them to relax. Woke up this morning, really felt like crap yesterday. Pain level goes from 1 to 10. I'm very conservative on my pain level. If I cannot concentrate, I call my pain level between a 5 and a 6 if I can't concentrate. I don't put a 10. I've never put a 10. The highest I've gone is a 7. And to me, a 7 is nauseous, hanging my head over the toilet, puking pain. That's what most people would call, oh my God, it's a 15. I'm realistic. I've been doing this for 21 years. I'm an old hat at it. So there's an update on my health and what's been going on. We're at 11 minutes and 16 seconds on this segment. We've got just a couple minutes on the first part. I don't consider this a lame part because that engine's in. All we've got to do is cut that little notch out, bolt the drive shaft up to it, wire it, and it's done. There's just very little left to do. It's not going to be on this video. It will be on part number 7. This will be titled part number 6 and then some, because I'm blabbing. But I wanted to show you guys, I even felt, look, I remember to turn the microphone around. Not I hope there's sound on this. I even felt good enough to come out and get all the plates up. I even moved some stuff out of the way over in the corner here. I need to get more lighting over here, so I need to get another one of these lights and just put it over, or just move this one over because it's awful close to that one. But as you can see, looks like one more row to fill this wall. Then all I've got left is to cover the pink up over here down to the same level, and I'm golden. Then I will have my wall full of plates. And I gotta thank each and every one of you. And Mr. Dougals, I told you in a comment that every time I walk out here, my eye goes straight to that plate that I burned up. Every single time. That West Virginia plate is the very first thing that I see when I walk in the shop. That black dot or black rectangle. So as you can see, I got my North Carolina plates up. Down at the bottom, which is real hard to see, is just it's a plate that I found on the road, and it's an Indiana plate. Then we go on up, we got Maine, Pennsylvania, the vintage Maine 1962 plate, and then a vintage Indiana plate. There's another vintage Indiana plate there somewhere, I thought. Maybe not, but anyway. There you go, guys. That is the wall. That is an update on me and how I'm feeling. That is part 6. The engine is in. thanks to that plate. Like, I'm gonna continue working and filming, but it will be on part 7 where you'll see that I've got this notched out, and also getting the drive shaft coupler hooked up. And looking at the distance that I've got there, that's going to be, I'm actually going to just take 2 of the spacers that I had made and cut them down to take up the space there so I can put a fiber disc in there. So those won't be for naught. Alright, Sean, your engine's in. Of course, it's got to come in and out 2-3 more times, but it's figured, it's in. All that's left, getting the tiny little stuff done, clearancing the frame for the oil filter, and you're going to be golden. Everybody, I know it's been a very long time coming to get to this point, and you've all been looking forward to it and waiting for it, and your patience is greatly appreciated. You have no idea how much I appreciate your patience in me getting my body back to a point where I can come out to the shop. I have missed it out here big time. Alright, I'm winded from all the blabbing. I'm ready to get back to work on this thing, so I'm gonna shut up and get started on part 7, which you won't see for a few days because I want to get quite a bit done before posting that video. I want number 7 to be the last of the actual engine install. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you would please give me one of those Zippos finally getting on the mend, and don't worry guys, I will not overdo it. And just real quick, I had a suggestion to pick up Ugly Alice with this, so that's what I'm gonna do. You guys can stay tuned to see that. And in the first video that I did with the Nifty Lift, I said to check the description box. If you click show more, there are other videos of other people who have used the Nifty Lift. So, but you guys will see me lifting Ugly Alice in a separate video. That's it. Friendly neighborhood Zippo. I'll catch you on the next one.